Hello, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. We're talking about arpeggio today. We're talking about an arpeggio workout today, which I made that's solely focused on making stuff sound jazz. So I'm going to talk about why it works first. It's important to know before you get into the workout. I feel like I could just show you like, yeah, this is how you do it. If you want that, you can skip to later in this video where I actually show you the workout. But I'm going to show you why it works, okay? I saw guitar YouTubers doing this kind of video, and they all like show you how you play everything in all positions and all scales and like all... I mean, that's great. I'm not saying they're doing a bad thing, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show you the less, like, this is so not overwhelming at all, and this makes you music instantly also, because if you learn like every arpeggio up and down, like how is that gonna help you in a context of a jazz standard? Okay, so we're gonna actually talk in a context of a jazz standard, but before we do that, we're gonna talk about you only need one to play like the pros, okay? You only need one. What does that mean? You only need one to play like the pros. In my opinion, when I hear recordings of like Bud Powell, I hear bebop recordings of people playing. You know, the thing that I really notice is they all just play. They're not playing. I mean, they're playing a lot of stuff, okay? But when it comes to arpeggios, they're mostly just playing major 7 arpeggios. Like the sound that you hear on the recording, that's like... That's the sound that comes out in the recordings, and that's major 7 arpeggios, okay? So people who say, like, you don't have to... I mean, go ahead and learn all arpeggios if you want. I don't know all the arpeggios. Like, I know how to play over chords, but I don't know all the arpeggios. They don't go together, okay? Like, sometimes you overwhelm yourself with so much information that when it comes to the spirit of the moment, when you're actually going to jam with people, you don't know what to play because you have so much information of how to play a major 7, sharp 11, flat 9 arpeggio up and down. That's like, why would you want to learn that? Instead, learn one arpeggio. At least this is what I do. Learn one arpeggio and try to apply it to all different chords you encounter, okay? So basically, that's something that I realized during my years of learning jazz, listening a lot to jazz, which I really am eager to teach you. The reason a major 7 arpeggio works over anything. Well, the reason is because chords are related to each other in different ways, okay? So a major 7 arpeggio is always, you can always like play it and then it's related to so many different things. So if you have a minor chord, it has like a brother that's a major 7 arpeggio, okay? Like a major 7 chord, you can say. All right, so basically, if you have an F minor chord and you go up a third, you have an A flat, okay? So F minor becomes A flat major. So that's basically why it works, okay? So that's basically why most stuff, and I'm going to go into some chords now, which, I'm going to go into the different chords that derive from the different major 7 arpeggios, if you know what I mean. So if you have a D minor, I'm going to show you why that works. So basically, this is why. Okay, so here we have some different chords. Okay, so we have a D minor 7 chord. We have, basically D minor 7 is F major 7 arpeggio. So this is basically how it works. You go up a minor third from a D minor 7, and you have an F major 7 arpeggio. Okay, that's cool. And a major 7 arpeggio, of course, is the same. So it's just D major 7 is D major 7 arpeggio. C7 is a B flat major 7 arpeggio. So a whole step down. Okay, that is real good information to know. Okay, and A minor 7 flat 5 is an E flat major 7 arpeggio, a tritone up. So A minor 7 flat 5, that sound an E flat major 7 arpeggio. Okay, so that's really cool. That's really good information to have. A flat major, G altered becomes B major, so that's a minor third, no, major third up. So G altered. Okay, so that's really cool also. Cool information to have. And then we have A flat minor major 7, which is also a B major 7 arpeggio, okay? So an A flat minor major 7 is you go a minor third up and you have a B major 7 arpeggio from there. Okay? These are chord qualities all jazz standards use, with some exceptions, okay? So there are jazz standards that have like all types of different weird chords that I'm not gonna go into now, but like the framework you see here is basically all the jazz standards have these chords, okay? So if you know how to play a major 7 arpeggio over all these chords, what happens then? That means you can literally only learn the major 7 arpeggio in every position, so you're free to play them wherever. And then if you can make your brain not see the chord that's listed, like imagine you're learning a chord and it's like, oh, it's an A minor. And instead of thinking, oh, A minor, you're thinking, oh, C major arpeggio. Like you train your brain, and that comes after you've done this a few times, because it's gonna take time when you start doing it. So you're gonna see an A minor, you're gonna be like, that the arpeggio is C major. So it's gonna take like a while in the beginning, and then when you've done that, like the second time, oh, it's C major. Oh, the third time, okay, C major. Okay, so you're gonna be really fast doing that, and you're gonna be. After a while, you're just gonna see C major. You're not even gonna. There's not gonna go 1 second before you're like C major, because you're like, because you will see the relationship when you start thinking. So you can screenshot this if you want to. Screenshot it now, and then you have basically a framework of how you can think. So you can always look at this and be like, oh, okay, that's a minor third up from that chord, and so on, okay? So I hope that makes sense. So less to think about means melodic gains. Isn't that true? Because when you're actually playing on the stage with people, you have less to think about. When you think like this, you have less to think about, if you know what I mean. So Instead of thinking, oh, that arpeggio over that chord, that arpeggio over that chord, that arpeggio over that chord. You know what I think the pros are doing? What I think they're doing is they're not thinking about any of that. They're thinking about like one or two things, okay? So that's like, I don't know why, like beginners and intermediate, like I remember when I was like a beginner, I really thought, in my head, I thought I had to learn everything that had like everything up and down through the whole guitar. And I thought like Bud Powell and all those bebop guys, Charlie Parker, knew like every arpeggio up and down. I mean, maybe they did, but I don't think they didn't use them, at least. And so my way of thinking is, how do I get the least overwhelmed? Well, it is to use one arpeggio and try to use it over everything, because that's actually what I hear in the recordings that people do. And it makes sense, because we don't want to have a lot of shit in our heads when we play, okay? We want to have literally only the music in focus. So if we can actually underwhelm ourselves and be like, okay, we have this information and we're going to use it the best we can, then the music will follow. The music will be like, okay, then go be melodic then. Okay, the music will be melodic, because you're not thinking about a million things, you know? So if you think about a million things, well, then the music won't be melodic. Okay, the melodicism comes from you not thinking so much. It's the flow state. It's all that stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna play this arpeggio workout over How High the Moon. So I'm gonna you're gonna hear how it sounds over a standard. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how this exercise, what it sounds like over How High the Moon, the standard. So let's go. So over the whole tune, I used one type of arpeggio, and that was the major 7 arpeggio, okay? So over the whole tune, I used a major 7 arpeggio. Isn't that really cool? Like, it also sounds good, right? So you could also do, like, you could start... But I just used... Because that's like, it's a bebop phrase, so you'll get used to the language also, okay? So that's what I want you to like, that's why I'm making this. So it's not overwhelming at all. So let's do it in G. Because the tune starts in G, right? So you start on the major 7 here, on the B string, and then you basically do a G triad. Okay? But you go... Okay, so you start in the major 7. And then you go to the major 7 again. Okay. So you go back. And then you go G triad. And that's basically it. And then when you go to G minor, if we're using the things that I talked about before, actually, let's go back. Let's go back so you get the idea, okay? So over G major, we did the second concept, right? Which you see here, which is D major, D major. So G major becomes G major, okay? Nothing fancy. Okay, now next chord in How High the Moon, we're going to a G minor, okay? So that means we do the first concept, which is the minor. You go up a minor third up, and you have the relative major 7 arpeggio there. So what's a minor third up from G? You go up a minor third. You have a B flat, okay? So you play a B flat minor, you play a B flat major 7 arpeggio over the G major, okay? Over the G minor 7, okay? So over the G major 7, we played, and then it goes to G minor. Now we have to find the B flat, we do the B flat major arpeggio. So you can do that from here. Or if you want to do the same, like on the same string sets, you just go up here, which I usually do. So if we're thinking B flat major, you go up to the 7th of B flat major, okay, on the B string, and then you do that same thing. So that's over G minor, okay? So what we said is we have G minor, we go up a third, okay, B flat, so we play a B flat major arpeggio from there, okay? So that's our key. So basically we do that same lick from that key. So that leaves us with sounds really good, right? I really love that sound. Okay, so that's that chord, and the thing is, you know how we said, actually let me show you what I said about C7, because you actually see C7 there. it says B flat major 7, which is what we just played, right? Because the chords are, so it starts on G major, and then it goes G minor, C7, F major. So it's a 2-5-1 in F major. But what we actually realize is the B flat major 7 works over G minor and also C7. So you basically don't do anything over the C7. You can just play that arpeggio. If you want, you can do variations of it, like to like make it a longer phrase that you can come up with after this lesson or whatever you want. You can do. You can do that over G minor and C7. But remember, at 2-5-1, the 2 and the 5 are connected, so you can just use the same arpeggio over those two, okay? I hope that makes sense. So that's basically it. And then it goes to F major, right? So when it's at F major, we do that same thing, okay? Major 7. And then it goes to F minor. And now we do that same thing. Minor third up, A flat, okay. A flat major, okay. Major 7 there. You see how good that sounds? So it works over the 2 and the 5, which we've said. And now it goes to E flat major 7. And now we do an E flat major 7 arpeggio. And then I do that from here. Remember to learn this phrase. This, like, the actionable step is to go learn it in every way you can. You have different ways of playing that phrase, right? So you can play it here. Okay, and then you can play it. So try to find the different places it exists. Now you have the notes, so you basically just go find it wherever it feels comfortable on guitar, so you're free to play it wherever, okay? So went to E flat, and then basically what happens is you can just play that over the D7 too, because it goes to G minor later, right? So what happens is we did a 2-5-1 in E flat, okay? So it goes to E flat, and then it goes D7, G minor. But since the D7 it happens so quick, you're just gonna focus on G major, G minor. So listen how that sounds like. And then you go. So when it goes to G minor, we do that same thing. We go up to a minor third, and then you play that from the B flat, okay? B flat major 7 arpeggio over G minor. And then it goes to G major. And what I do then, because it goes to an E7, right? So to just recap a little quick, it starts in, okay, so it goes from G major, G minor 7, C7, F major 7. From F major 7, it goes to F minor, B flat 7, E flat major 7, D7. We think E flat over this because it goes by so quick. G minor 7, and then we, as we said, go up a minor third. You play a major 7 arpeggio from the B flat, using the B flat major 7 arpeggio, and then it goes to G major, and then you do that G major thing. And then it goes to E7. So it basically goes. So that's really cool over E7 sharp 9. So you grab the sharp 9 of E7, this classic Hendrix chord. So this is the note you start that major 7 arpeggio phrase on. So you're doing basically an A flat. You're using an A flat major 7 arpeggio over the E7 sharp 9. That's really cool. So you go. You see how good that sounds? And it's just a major 7 arpeggio. So instead of thinking, oh, I should play the E7 arpeggio thing, don't do that. Just use the sharp 9 as your framework. That's gonna lead you to the right phrase, the beboppy phrase. That's gonna help you sound melodic, okay? So you've done that, and then it goes to A minor. And now you go up a third to C. You realize, oh, it's a C major 7 arpeggio, so I start from here. And then you're back at G. Okay? So let me demonstrate it one more time. See. Yes. Okay, it wasn't perfect, but you get the idea, okay? So that's basically, the thing is, after you've done that, when you've practiced these, like this, the way of thinking like this, the way to be like, to play melodic, and it's just without it being overwhelming. When you've done that for a while, you'll be able to use this phrase, and you'll be able to come up with your own phrases, like. Okay, so that will happen when you just keep on going. Okay. So that's literally it. So just do this phrase and then be creative after you've done it. So play the phrase, like you don't even have to hear what you're playing. Just hear that phrase, and then after that, you hear what you're playing, okay? After that, you've done that phrase. Now you do the stuff that you're hearing. Now you're doing the other stuff, okay? Okay, I don't know, but you see what I was saying? It's just do this exercise, and don't think about anything else, okay? I know people are like, do this C7 and do it up and down and do it in all positions and all scales. It's so much information, okay? I get even, like, my ADHD can't handle that, okay? It's too much. It's overwhelming. We don't want to overwhelm ourselves. We want to have fun playing music, okay? So do this, and if you want to go learn all the positions and all the C7s and all the different ways, do that too. It's fun if you want it to be. But for me, it's like, I want to play melodic, and I don't want to be overwhelmed. And playing like only a major 7 arpeggio, which the bebop guys do, has helped me during my time. And it's been like a really nice thing when I jam, because then I don't have as much information in my head. I'm not getting psyched, and what's it called? I'm not getting like distracted from like, oh, what should I play over that? Because I only have a few things that I go to, okay? And that's helped me so much, and I hope that helps you too. Yeah, that's basically what I had to say in this video. If you like this video, then you can actually press that like button, because yeah. I don't know. Thank you for watching. It was really fun making this video, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.